Solo Bedwars is one of the hardest Bedwars game modes to master. However, it is one of the fastest growing Bedwars modes. In this video, I will be teaching you everything you need to know to get better at Solo Bedwars. From tips on how to win 1v1s, strats for certain maps, and how to clutch games. Hope you guys enjoy. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I put a ton of effort in my videos and any support would mean the world to me. You don't have to put that much effort into defending in Solo Bedwars. When the game starts, wait for 4 iron and immediately run out and buy 16 wool. You can then cover the bed with 1 layer of wool. This is usually fine for the entire game. If you prefer, you can also use wood on longer maps, such as Apollo and Pernicious. There are very select good maps for Solo Bedwars. These maps are Lighthouse, Pernicious, Speedway, Airshow, Solace, and Apollo. All of these maps have very good rush distances and they're very easy to clutch on. Picking where to rush is one of the most important things to do in Solo Bedwars. Before you rush in a direction, you need to look around and see who is rushing you. You should also take into account any missing teams and any other teams that may go for you from a different base. The first rush is the most important because it will make or break a game. If you're a more inexperienced player, you should wait for TNT and blocks to rush the first player. However, if you're more of a skilled player and more fast-paced, you can save the gold for later and only buy blocks. After your first rush is a success, you should buy tools and TNT if you have spare gold. Managing resources in Solo Bedwars is one of the most important things to do, especially on slow iron maps. You should try to only spend gold on things you really need before getting iron armor for 12 gold. That should always be the highest priority. You should only spend gold on gaps if you're really low. After you get armor, you can feel free to use the gold on gaps and iron swords, and if you really want to, you can also buy TNT. The best items to buy if you have spare iron are shears and fireballs. Learning when to lose your bed is one of the hardest skills to learn, but also one of the most important. A general rule to follow is that if you cannot run back in time to save your bed, you should abandon it. Voiding to save your bed is pretty much useless, except for specific situations where the person going for your bed is a final. If you're getting sandwiched by 2 different players and you can tell it's not going to end in your favor, you should just leave your bed and go mid. When you lose your bed, you should try to clutch the game by collecting emeralds. You should head to mid as soon as you can and avoid people who are more stacked than you. You should play very passive but take opportunities when you see them. You should always have a way of escaping a situation so that you can get away without dying. When using emeralds, you should always prioritize buying pearls and jump and invis pots. Pearls are extremely good. They're basically a second life. You should be using pearls to get away from bad situations. Jump and invis are very useful for getting beds, running away, and surprising people. Here's some general tips that will help you be more consistent in Solo Bedwars. The most important tip I can give for Solo Bedwars is that you should always know where each and every person is on the map. You should keep track of who is fighting who and who is rushing where. This helps you make sure that you won't get attacked by anyone when you least expect it. You should keep a mental note of everyone who goes to middle. Try to keep track in your head how many emeralds they gathered. This is really important to do so that you can expect when someone goes invis. Also, make sure that you're only taking fights where you are more stacked. If you lose a game and you notice that you're getting quite mad or upset, just take a break. If you continue, you're likely going to struggle again and it's going to get worse and worse. And that's pretty much it for the guide. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I will try to do my best to respond to as many as I can.
Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito.